Hello. Hi there. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here every Tuesday. And those of you that are new here or finding this on the replay on YouTube or on Facebook, welcome. So glad you found us, and thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. So we meet here every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Sunday, I release an intention, typically first on the Meditative Astrologer Facebook page, and then following on other social media, including the Facebook event that is usually created correlating with each live session. So I come up with an intention, and I look for guidance for the intention based off of the astrology in the sky, the energies that I see around. And I look to that for guidance for a collective intention that we can all share together. Our intentions that we set are always supported, because where we put our energy, that is where the energy goes. But I do firmly believe personally that the planets are there guiding us. They are energies within the universe that are guiding us towards towards and away from things sometimes. And if we kind of follow where the energy is going, or be mindful of it, then I feel that we're able to utilize it better and deal with it better, because sometimes there's positive, sometimes there's negative, right? So that's how I come up with the intention. I release it on Sunday, so that way you have a couple days to contemplate it yourself before we meet here together on Tuesday. And then we meet together and we meditate after we talk about the astrology a little bit. So thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. This one might be a little shorter than usual. I got a cold, and the cold's been going around this house, sore throat, all that type of stuff. So if I talk for too long, I'm going to start coughing, and nobody wants to hear me coughing. So this week, our intention is, I am of transcendental essence. There it is. I am of transcendental essence. A big part of why I chose this intention, or was kind of guided towards this intention, was noticing all of the transits we have with outer planets this week. With the sun, which represents us, right? So the sun represents our spirit, our soul, our essence, our vitality, our energy. It's our heart within, right? It's what makes us us. So we have the sun connecting with Saturn and Neptune this week. And so the outer planets are planets that we aren't able to see with the naked eye, okay? So these planets, all right, let me catch my thoughts here for just a second. Sorry. So the planets that are beyond Saturn are considered to be the outer planets, okay? And these planets relate to something kind of beyond our own physical body, beyond our physical realm. And the inner planets, which includes the personal planets, relate more to our, not necessarily only to our physical body, but more to our self and more to our physical self, where the outer planets relate more to, I think of it kind of as something more otherworldly, something that is unseen but is always there. Something that is always guiding us, but you have to really look for it, right? So you have to pull out a telescope or something like that in order to see these outer planets. So this week we have the sun making an aspect to first Saturn, and then after that Neptune. And Saturn was called, Capricorn, the ruler of Saturn, was called the gateway of the gods by the ancient astrologers. And I really find that I align with kind of the ancient Hellenistic astrology views because it brings astrology in a more metaphysical way, which is how I connect to astrology myself. I've always looked at things in a very symbolic way and a metaphysical way, rather than more of a symbolic way than a literal way. So it resonates with me, okay? So Capricorn, the ruler of Saturn, the place of Saturn, was considered to be the gateway of the gods because that is where the sun starts to return within the solar year. Capricorn season starts with the winter solstice. So first we have the sun interacting with Saturn, okay? So Saturn is not only dealing with structures and limitations and burdens and things like that, but also it also kind of just relates to kind of what I call like the beyond, right? So it's kind of excuse me, Saturn just kind of relates, it's almost like the gateway, okay? So Saturn's kind of like the gateway between the planets we can see and that we can physically relate to and relate closely to, and the planets that are not visible by the naked eye and are a little bit more abstract and harder to grasp, okay? So we have that. And then we have the sun coming in aspect with Neptune. Neptune is the farthest planet away because they have disowned Pluto, although with Scorpio rising, Pluto is totally a planet in my opinion. Excuse me. And Neptune, being the farthest planet away from the sun, is the planet where we, excuse me. Okay, we're gonna get through this, I promise. That's why I said this is gonna be quick, but I still wanted to come here. I still needed to do this for myself. So the sun coming into an aspect with Neptune, farthest planet away, not visible. It's the end of our solar system, right? The last planet. Okay, so my husband installed a cough button. It's a mute button, so that way I can mute it for a second if I need to, so that way you at least don't hear me coughing. Okay, so the sun and Neptune. Let's get through this super quick. Neptune, farthest planet away. This is where I look at kind of like us melting into the universe in a way. This is the planet of disillusion. This is the planet that breaks things down and turns them into the forever energy that is there. This is where Neptune is where we kind of melt back into the collective. This is kind of like the end of the journey, right? I was super duper excited about this week till I started coughing. I'm just gonna say that because this intention really kind of has me ramped up. So we have the sun coming into aspect with these far out planets, right? So I am of transcendental essence. I am of transcendental essence. This is where I get the intention from. Our soul and our spirit, and our energy and our vitality, and that is within us is connecting to something beyond this world. And I really see this as a bit of a reminder. I feel that some of us need a reminder that we are more than our physical body. We are more than our mind. We are more than the illnesses and the sicknesses that come around, right? So we are more than this physical body. We are transcendental beings that are part of a collective energy that are always around us, okay? We are ourselves, we are individual, but we are also part of a collective being. And Neptune is where we find that collectiveness. Saturn sets up the structure to kind of bring us out of our world, kind of out of our comfort zone sometimes, right? Kind of pulls and retracts on structures and restrictions, limitations, things like that. And so we have kind of the gateway into this otherworldly, away from our physical body, and then we have a connection with the farthest away planet, where we kind of come back into this full consciousness. So I am of transcendental essence. Okay? We can transcend this body, we can transcend this world. We also have Mercury coming into an aspect with Uranus, another one of the outside planets. Mercury is our mind, it's our perception. It's the way we think of things and the way we perceive things. It's the way we interpret things. It's the way we work with tools and the way we come across, the way we get by in this world. So Mercury is an inner planet, it's the closest to the sun, but Mercury, Hermes, the god that Mercury is named after, was said to be able to travel across worlds and across dimensions that other gods were not able to do. Hermes was the messenger god, and Hermes is the only god that was able to go to the underworld and back. So I find that to be quite interesting, that other than the sun, the major aspect this week has to deal with Mercury. All right. So, hopefully I'm getting my point across here. We have all these different Sun and Mercury aspects to these outer planets this week. And so this is connecting our physical body, our material body, the heaviness that is within us, our mind, our mental attitude, with energies that are out of this world, okay? That are something else. We are still connected to it, but it's something else. So I am of transcendental essence, okay? We are all part of this huge, almost, to me, it's almost too hard to comprehend the fact that we really are all part of one of the same. When I really try to think about it and really try to comprehend that, it's just absolutely amazing, and it's just absolutely far out, man. Like, it really is. So I am of transcendental essence. The universe is reminding all of us that we are all of transcendental essence, and we are all a soul in a human body, and we are a spirit that is on a journey of learning, evolution, discovery, and experience for the collective. I really truly believe that. So I do wonder if we need this reminder, because lots of people are struggling at the moment. Now, we've all been struggling for quite a while, right? We've had the pandemic and but right now, especially kind of in the northern hemisphere, where it's wintertime and where I am right now, sickness is just running rampant, right? Here I am. And there's been lots of people that have had different struggles, different losses. I've seen lots of people talking about hardships, lots of people talking about depression kicking in. So I do want to set just kind of a collective healing intention, because this week is reminding us that we are all connected, right? And we are all part of one. So, specifically, we have one family that attends this healing circle that is very much under the weather. So we're going to set a special intention for this family. And then we also have a another participant that is here very, very often. And this person's family member has had something very catastrophic happen within the past weekend. So we have a couple extra intentions within our intention bowl. I don't mention this all the time. I used to mention it quite a bit more often. But I do keep a bowl here where I can put prayers and intentions within it. So if you ever have anything you want to add to this, feel free to leave it in the comments. Feel free to send me a message beforehand, anything like that. So we have a couple extra intentions in here. We're going to bring this into our meditation today, okay? We're sending lots of love and healing energy to all of those that need it. So let's go ahead and start with lighting our intentional candle. And we always use white, right? Purity, healing, universal healing, purity, and the ability to go wherever it's needed. Also going to add break off a little sage leaf here. So when you buy sage somewhere, it always comes in these big, huge bundles, right? You don't need all of that. You really only need a little bit. But sage is cleansing. Sage is purifying. It's a resource that we don't need to exploit and use any more than we need to, right? So we're going to bring this into our meditation also. I had a little candle ceremony last night, a little healing ceremony, and with this, I brought some sage into it, and it was just really, really nice. So I thought we would bring that into tonight. So I am of transcendental essence. I'd like to give you just a moment to kind of think about that yourself and think on that for just a moment. Maybe this is the first time you've heard our intention, maybe not. So on the screen right now, you can see this way. Oh, this way. It's opposite. This is the graphic that I release each week. It looks something like this. It'll be a little bit different, but this is the graphic that I release with the intention on it. So this is what you can look. And I've mentioned this a couple times. It's been a little while, but this is what the graphic will look like, and it'll say weekly intention, and then the intention will be written below it. But if you see the four symbols in the corner, I don't know if you can see that from where you're not at or not. Those are the symbols for the signs that the moon will be in that week. So that's just a little extra tidbit I wanted to throw out there, that there is meaning behind that. And if you have an interest in starting to look at the moon signs, you can look at it that way. Looking at where the moon is for the week kind of helps give us a little bit of a tone to the energy. So this is what you can look for every Sunday. I am of transcendental essence. Also, I'll go ahead and call myself out because I realized that I spelled it wrong. I already had it posted on the internet and would have had to redo the whole thing, and just wasn't doing that. So I'll call myself out on that one. So go ahead and settle in. Find a nice comfortable position if you haven't already. We're going to have a nice, quick and calming meditation tonight. I am of transcendental essence. start by noticing your breath. Remember, we don't start by changing our breath. We start by noticing where we're at and recognizing where we're at with the day, with the week, with the month, with the year, with the seasons of life. We recognize our breath and we give ourselves space. I am of transcendental essence. Once you've taken time to recognize and acknowledge your breath, feel free to start to deepen your breath and bring a little more intention and a little more thought to your breath. Deep breath in, filling your lungs. Feel your diaphragm lower down, abdominal expand. Been here before. Inhaling all that beautiful energy, exhaling any negative, any stress, any worries, any tensions that you have. This week, we are being reminded that we are more than this physical body. We are more than the hard lessons and the hardships and the thoughts that weigh us down. In fact, we are more than this human life. So for a moment, let's just bask in that energy. Let's just think about knowing and think about the possibility and the thought that we will continue on past this life, past this day. Any hard days, any long days, we will move on past it. We will move on past the hard seasons. We will move past the easy seasons. And as we think about our connection to the divine and the fact that we are part of the divine, we are part of the collective energy, the more we start to think about that, the more we feel grounded. And as you feel grounded, I want you to visualize that beautiful strong root coming out of the base of your spine into the ground. We've been here before, we've done this grounding exercise before. See that root, see it however it appears to you, skinny, thick, dark colored, light colored, mossy, whatever it is, however it appears to you. But see that root going down into the ground, down, down, down. It just keeps going all the way down into the middle of the earth. All the way down. And once that root is all the way into the middle of the earth, you see other roots there as well, which is surprising. These other roots, these are the grounding energy of the others that are doing this meditation with us. So go ahead and let your roots continue to stretch until they start to wrap around the other roots. You see more and more and more roots growing and expanding into this space in the center of the earth, and they all start to just kind of weave together and combine. And they all start to interconnect. And at some point, it's almost hard to tell where one ends and the other begins. And just like any tree root system, we will support each other. While we are here, we are nourishing each other and caring for each other. Just as trees can feel when one nearby is needing something and when it's lacking something, we have that same empathy for each other. And with that empathy we have for each other and this understanding and this commitment, it's more of a commitment than an obligation to care for each other. We lift up each other's intentions, each other's struggles, each other's triumphs, and they're known without even being spoken. We are all of transcendental essence. We are all connected to each other. And we are all here to care for one another in some way. Just as those roots in the ground are connected to each other, we are connected to each other. The sun is reminding us, spirit, soul, divine within us. The sun is our radiant body. This is our soul within us. This is the spirit and the divine within you. This is your heart. The sun is connecting with Saturn, the gateway and the gatekeeper between the visible and the unseen. Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, the place of completions, of collective consciousness, of melting into. This is going to stimulate our mind. This is going to stimulate our thoughts. This is going to bring about surprising thoughts and energies. And this is Mercury and Uranus working together. This week, the energies want us to connect our physical body to that which is outside, of our physical body. We are being reminded that we are this physical body, but we are also more than this physical body and this mind. And this situation is temporary in the grand scheme of forever infinity. So let's take a moment to send positive, loving, healing energy through our root system all the way down to the middle of the earth. And this energy will go where it needs to go. It will go to who it needs to go to. And now I invite you to bring one personal intention, maybe a person, a group, a cause, a situation, and bring that into this healing circle. Those struggling with illness can feel our positive, healing love. Those who are struggling with grief and depression, seasonal depression, holiday depression, they're a real thing and they're valid. Your feelings are valid. But that is why we are being reminded that we are more than all of this. We are connected to the infinite. Our mind can be spontaneous and rebellious if need be. We can go outside the box. We can go towards our future path and in the way that the energy is pulling us. And it may not be a straight linear path. It may be a bit of a tug and war back and forth. We take 4 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, maybe 2 steps back. All levels out in the end, just like the waves of the ocean. Before we leave this space, give thanks and give gratitude to the support that this circle provides. Let's give thanks and gratitude to the universe for the support provided, the guidance. And remember that you can come back to this space at any time. This healing is going to go forward with you into your day and into the rest of your week and into your life as you move forward on your path. The path you are on is the right one for you. The path that I am on is the right one for me. Even if we don't always understand it. So I'm going to bring my hands together in prayer. I invite you to do so if you would like to as well. If not, that's cool. As I bow my head down, I recognize that we are all of transcendental essence. We are all individual, but also part of a collective energy, and we are divinely supported. I'm going to say a couple affirmations, and I invite you to say them with me. I will say them twice. If you don't want to, again, that's okay. I will say them twice so that way you can hear me say it and then we can say it together. So, I am love. I am love. I am loved. I am loved. I provide love. I provide love. I receive love. I receive love. I am more than this material world. I am more than this material world. The divine light in me recognizes and honors the divine light in you. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate your time and your energy and your support. As we start to come back into our body and into our breath and into our awareness, we are still grounded and we are still connected to each other, and we are still connected to the earth below us. We are still connected to Gaia. We are still connected to the heavens above us. We are connected to spirit all the time. Okay? We are always connected, and we can come back to this space at any time. Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you enjoy this. Nikita, thank you for the wellness prayers and support. I always need it. We're going to get better here real soon. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for dealing with my little coughing fits. We'll be better by next week and it won't be a problem. That's the goal, at least. Make it happen, right? So, still want to remind everybody that we have daily updates that are posted. First place you can find those are on TikTok. Actually, if you look on TikTok, you can find them like the night before to look at the energy for the following day. But I also try to post them on Instagram and Facebook as well. So look out for these daily updates, which go into a little more detail than we do here. And other than that, please like and subscribe and follow and do all of those things that help us grow and help other people find us. I think I've said this before, my goal is really just to help others. So the more that we share this message and share what's going on, then the more we are able to stay in that energy. Hi, Michelle. It's good to see you here. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Have a blessed day, blessed night, a blessed week, and a blessed life. I appreciate you. Reach out if you need to before next week. I'm here for you. Just as you are here for me.